Hello again for another week. Okay, so the timing that I'm doing this, I am between so many trips. I have so much going on. I feel like spring just kind of brings this like new energy, but we're gonna talk about energy because I'm tired and there's so much going on, and I feel like this is a topic that all of my working girls or just people who we just want to do it all, right? So I'm with you on that. I do think it's great to slow down when you can, but the reality is it's not always easy to slow down, and life doesn't really work on our time frame sometimes. So what can we do? There are so many good natural ways to increase our energy levels, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with you today, because nutrition and nutrition habits, of course, can benefit you in so many areas of your life, but specifically when it comes to avoiding that fatigue that just like drains your body on a level where you find yourself not even being able to formulate a sentence. We wake up in the morning, and I know, like myself, I'm already thinking about my cup of coffee. You might experience like that lag in the beginning of your day or in the afternoon where you might kind of lean into sugary snacks or treats, sodas and things like that. That can all come from a place where our bodies are just feeling a little bit more fatigued than usual, and it can last weeks on end with this low energy feeling. So how can you make small changes or little habit changes to just boost your energy a little bit more naturally, so you don't need to rely so much on caffeine and sugar or whatever it is that kind of gives you that boost? So first thing I wanted to talk about are foods that can drain our energy. So we talked a little bit about caffeine, and I mean not just a cup of coffee in the morning, but excessive caffeine, meaning like you have the cup of coffee in the morning, you're already maybe onto your second cup, you have one in the afternoon, and pretty sure, by the end of the day, we have had 3 to 4 cups. Caffeine's not bad for you, but when your body is operating in this fatigue state, it's giving you this sense of false energy, and you're not actually able to listen to your body and what you need. So you might be really, really tired, but the caffeine is giving you the ability to continue working, go do a workout. Same thing can go for pre-workout or energy drinks. It gives you this sense like, okay, I can get through this, but your body is naturally at a state where it's really tired and it needs rest. So it kind of takes away our ability to listen to ourselves, and all of a sudden we get to the end of the night and we are crashing hard. So just monitor maybe caffeine intake or some of these energy drinks and things along those lines, and think about teas as well that have caffeine. It's just good to understand how much of the energy that you have during the day is based off of or relying on some of these things versus what you're able to naturally produce. The second thing I want you to pay attention to, and this one is something that I don't think a lot of people understand because it's something that's a little bit nuanced in the world of nutrition, is foods that we are sensitive to or allergic to. Obviously, you're not going to be consuming regularly foods that you know that you're allergic to or sensitive to. But when our bodies have a sensitivity, such as to possibly, maybe it's dairy, right? Or a certain nut, ingredient, a vegetable, a fruit, it could be anything. But when our bodies are sensitive to something, we actually crave it more. And it gives us this rush in our body because your body rushes to be like, I don't like this, we don't mesh well with this. And so we can find ourselves being drawn to foods that our bodies actually have a really hard time digesting. So what's important to understand with that, which will also kind of go into my last habits I want to talk about, is that our digestive process, it takes a lot of energy naturally for our body to like completely. So now that we kind of have that in mind, right? Like our digestive system and the process it takes is directly related to our energy levels. let's kind of play around with that. So I'm going to give you a few questions to ask yourself. And these are more related to the way that you're eating and where you're eating, who you're eating with, versus what you're eating. So you can kind of pair both of these things. So on the topic of just ingredients, right? What are you putting on your plate? Of course, balancing out, taking away some of these high sugars or highly processed foods will always support your energy levels, making sure that you have enough protein and rich carbs on your plate and healthy fat. All of that is really, really good, and I have a whole blog that kind of elaborates on some of these nutrition specifics, but here are the questions I want you to ask yourself that you might not relate to your energy levels. 1, are you stressed out when you're eating your meals? This is important because when you are stressed out, your digestive system almost slows down and shuts down because it's trying to deal with the stress that you're under. And this can be stress from, maybe are you multitasking, or do you have your laptop out while you're eating your meal and scarfing down your lunch? Are you with stressful company? So are you at the dinner table and maybe having a conversation with your partner that's causing you to stress out while you're consuming your food? Or do you just have a lot of thoughts going through your head and maybe you're on your phone or thinking about the things that you have to do? This is a really good place to start. When you can just relax during your meals and try to make that time where you're physically putting food into your mouth super intentional, that's already going to put you in a good place that you can fully digest what you're eating and process that into the energy that you need. The second thing I want you to ask yourself is, how quickly are you eating? Again, when we're eating super, super quickly, that can also, our bodies are not truly processing what's happening, right? So you could be eating a lot of food, but it takes a little bit for your body to fully understand, okay, yes, we are getting nutrients, we are okay, and we are full now. When you do eat really quickly, you tend to eat a little bit more than when you'd be slowing down and into that relaxed state. What happens then is your body has way more food to process, and that digestive system is going to slow once again, creating a lot of fatigue because your body just needs all the energy it can take to digest your food. So these two areas are just quick hits for today's conversation. If you leave this and you start thinking about that relaxation, the stress that you might be encountering during the meal and how to reduce that, and also just taking the time to slow down, you could do wonders for your energy levels. So these are some really just quick hitting things that you can start with. I will definitely have more conversations about energy and sleep, also energy and our mindset, and what's going on in our emotional world, in our careers, our relationships. But here are some areas that you can get started on. We love just like a quick hit as we're building healthy habits together, and we'll keep each other accountable. I will be back each week to just kind of talk about a few more ideas, and I am excited to see how this works for you. So I'll see you next week.